Hi, this is Dr. Ivan Misner, founder of BNI, and this is part of the Ask Ivan series. Today's question comes from Regan Horn, and Regan starts by saying, I have recently read my third book of yours. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. After Givers Gain, Networking Like a Pro, and the World's Best Known Marketing Secret, Regan says, I realize that the message is consistent across all the materials. Yet more and more books are being written and podcasts recorded about a similar concept of networking with a giving attitude. Regan says, I love listening to the podcast and reading the books. I do get more out of them every time. Why do you think, Regan asks, the message needs to be repeated? Are people still not getting it? Obviously so, because I still see people hunting for business at networking events. Why? Regan, fantastic question. Absolutely fantastic question. I believe there are two reasons. First and foremost, not everyone has heard the message before. We all come into play at different places in our career. There are hundreds of thousands of people starting up a business, and they don't know how to network. So new people in business come in as newbies, and they're clueless how to build their business through referrals. They think it's about direct selling. They think that networking is a face-to-face cold calling opportunity. Why? Why did they think that? Well, I believe I have a pretty good idea. The reason for that is we don't teach networking in colleges and universities. So we have young people or people who are starting their own business who are going into business with no idea how to network. Not everyone has had the exposure to the core basics. And so the core basics need to be repeated from time to time because you have new people coming in at different places in their career. The second reason, I believe, is that not everyone is ready to hear the message. It's the truth, I believe. Not everyone is ready to hear the message about the power of networking and how it works. And I'll give you a great example of this. A few years ago, I had someone ask me, they were a member of BNI, and she came up to me and she said, I've been a member for, she said, 5 years. It's amazing. Thank you. She said, but I saw you first 20 years ago. 20 years ago. It was almost 20 years ago. And you did a kickoff. And I said, wow, you came to a kickoff? I actually did. That's amazing, because it's been a long time since I've done a kickoff. And she said, yeah. She said, but I decided I wasn't going to join. I said, okay, so you came to a kickoff, you didn't join? All right. She said, and my business really floundered, and I ended up failing. The business failed a few years later. And I went to work for somebody else, and I worked for somebody else for many years. And then I decided to give it a go again and start my own business. And so about 6 years ago, I started my own business. And I ran across BNI again, and I joined. And I said, how has it been this second time around? She said, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. She said, I wish you would have talked me into joining 18, 20 years ago when I saw you do the kickoff. And I said, it's okay. It's okay. You weren't ready. You weren't ready. If I had talked you into joining, you wouldn't have made a good member because you didn't really want to be there. And so you got to want to be there. So Regan, people have to want to be there. And they have to want to hear the message. And so the two reasons why I think it needs to be repeated is, one, not everyone's heard it before because they're coming in at a different level than you are. And two, not everyone's ready for it. They might be ready for it later. And when they're ready, then they'll be receptive to the message. So I think those are a couple of the reasons why we, do those fundamentals like VCP, visibility, credibility, profitability. Networking is more about farming than it is about hunting. It's all about relationships. Those fundamentals are core. And so here's what I'd love for you to do, and others like you. Help me share the message. Help me teach others. Be a mentor to others who aren't at the same place you are, who haven't listened to all the content that you have. Help me help them. Regan, great question. I really appreciate you asking, and I hope that answers it for you. This is Ivan Misner, founder of BNI. Thanks for watching.